Hey,
Happy Black Friday.
happy belated Thanksgiving.
Happy everything.
Happy everything.
That applies.
Happy holiday
So
season.
here's the deal. Happy Black Friday. Is it really happy as people are out there fighting and arguing and pushing and blowing horns and all that? Is it really that happy?
It's happy for the retailers.
Well, yes,
because they're making all the money.
profits are going ching, 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 ching,
That's
ching, ching,
exactly
ching.
right.
Yeah, but it's like as they're pushing and shoving and we're all arguing over the last big screen television at Target or whatever, yeah. But, Black Friday, the thing that upsets me the most is it's not like it used to be.
That's true.
These Black Friday deals, like I'm in Sam's a couple weeks ago and they already have like their, what do they call it? Door busters. I'm like, what are we busting the door for?
Yeah, a month out.
It's a month out from Black Friday, the doorbuster. The doorbuster was because you got up at 3 a.m. You were down at Walmart at 4 a.m.
Yep.
They opened the door at 4:02 a.m. and that's the that's the doorbuster.
Yep. And,
Not anymore.
and people used to camp out the night before.
Camp out, yeah, right. And there was
goes.
and we're all camping out for that big screen television that they only have one of.
Yeah.
And there's 75 people out there.
Well, I mean, you remember all
Right.
those videos that you used to see in like newsreels where, all of a sudden there's like this mass stampede
Yes.
into a place and people get injured. And
Yeah,
there's,
there's
like,
people.
cops get
Yeah,
shot.
right. Rescues hauling people out because they got in an argument over the old like an Atari game or something. No, that's way back.
The new
But
coffee maker that
Right.
just came out.
the holiday Barbie, yeah, it's so crazy. But yeah, nowadays it's like,
Well,
Black
now you do
Friday,
everything
you don't even have
online.
to go.
Yeah.
like there's no fun anymore. And my wife reminded me of this the other day too. On Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah.
Back in the day when they used to deliver newspapers, that doesn't happen anymore either, does it?
No.
But yeah, you'd go out and you get the newspaper at the end of the driveway. It was this big around, and you'd haul back in. It had all the sales, all the Black Friday sale ads, and so you'd look through all them, and then you would like figure out which one you're going to first per the best deal, and this and that, and it was like, it was awesome. And then those daggum retailers, so that was like starting like 4, 5, 6 a.m. Friday morning,
Right.
Black Friday. Then they backed it up, and now they're opening at like 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And now they're opening at 9 a.m. on Thanksgiving. And now,
And now you do everything online.
Forget it.
And you can buy it all a month out.
so it's not Happy Black Friday, then. Right?
Although I would venture to guess, hopefully there are people listening to this podcast as they're out driving around
I hope.
on their Black Fridays.
I hope so.
Gathering their Christmas presents.
Yes.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Bless y'all's hearts.
But yes, other than Black Friday, we do want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, belated.
Yes.
Belated, but we do hope that your Thanksgiving was joyous and full of Thanksgiving
Food.
turkey
Yes.
and stuffing.
I'm stuffed.
Why is it Thanksgiving is the only time of year where dressing or stuffing is extremely satisfying?
And I'll be honest with you, back when I was a youngster, I remember my grandmother making like homemade dressing.
Ooh, yeah.
Like we'd toast the bread. You'd have to go over the night before, so you'd be there on a Wednesday night, toasting 1,000 loaves of bread, cheap white bread,
Oh, yeah.
But then you'd have to rip them all in little crumbs,
Cubes or
cubes,
something?
and crumbs and whatever. Yeah, and then she'd fry it. She'd fry the
fry the
bread, and it was a process.
interesting.
Okay, it was the best dressing / stuffing you'd ever eaten in your life, with celery and all kinds of whatever.
Right.
But you know what? Just bring out the stovetop.
Bring me the
I am
stovetop.
so pleased with stovetop stuff.
Listen.
And don't go by. My wife knows. Do not go by the serving size on that box, because that one box is my serving size, and then what is everybody else going to eat? Because
That is
I'm
so
all
true.
about stovetop stuffing.
I could eat stovetop stuff. That's really hard to say.
Stovetop stuffing?
Stovetop stuffing, like straight out.
STS.
Like as soon as it's made, give me
Yes.
a fork and I'll just
Amen.
eat the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
It really is
Yep.
fantastic.
Yeah,
I love it.
and I'm not thrilled about the turkey. It's like whatever.
I've never been a big
whatever.
turkey guy.
I'd rather have a turkey sub sandwich. I'm not big about this big old sliced turkey thing.
Give me ham.
Maybe one piece and that's it.
I'll do ham.
Yeah, but stuffing and mashed potatoes, corn
Yeah.
casserole.
I have a feeling. So obviously it is not Thanksgiving today as we were filming
Yes.
this.
I'm starting to get hungry. Though.
But it's going to be.
it is.
And I just feel as though my Black Friday is going to be a day of, like, I'm going to be in a lethargic state because I'm going to be overly
Yes,
eaten.
laying around,
Yes.
overstuffed,
Yes.
just like the turkey was the day before.
Yeah. Yeah. Making my New Year's resolution in November.
Yeah, and then I'm going to go on a diet and exercise and lose weight. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. One other thing I am, since we're recording this beforehand, but I will be looking forward to is just the plain, simple, like a Hawaiian roll, the little guys, the little square, about 2x2 squares or 3x3 squares. Those buttering that, opening up, buttering that, then putting the mashed potatoes in there.
Okay.
And then gravy. So it's like a little mashed potato sandwich on that really soft bread.
What?
Oh, it's so good.
That sounds like a lot of starch.
I don't care. It's so good. Anyhow, hey.
Interesting.
Anyhow.
But yeah, so happy Thanksgiving.
Happy belated Thanksgiving.
Happy Black Friday.
Happy Black Friday. Hope you come home with all your arms, legs, and eyeballs.
True. And happy Cyber Monday, because that's
it's coming around.
That's coming around the corner.
Gracious.
But even more important than that
is Giving
Tuesday.
Oh,
there we go.
There's a lot going on.
Exactly. So Giving Tuesday by far is the most important day.
It is.
Post Thanksgiving.
Because why? Tell us a little.
So Giving Tuesday. Quick. Giving Tuesday is a national day of giving. Which, right. All right, we're in Thanksgiving. It's a season of giving, season of gifts, those kind of things. And so Giving Tuesday is a time, especially for nonprofits, where we encourage people to give to your favorite charity, your favorite nonprofit, a.k.a. Bancroft Gospel Ministry. And it's usually just a one-time gift, right. But it can be whatever the Lord lays in your heart.
Like
you definitely can make an
if
annual.
You'd like.
Yeah,
the Lord
we wouldn't mind that at all. But yeah, so it's just a day of giving. Yeah. And so we want to encourage anybody, if you're listening to this podcast or whatever, and you just you love Bancroft,
you love us.
Yeah, you love us. Mainly JT for sure, but if you just love like what God is doing here and how He has used Bancroft historically over the last 101 years, and really want to see Him continue to do that, we would just encourage you guys on Giving Tuesday, which is December 2nd. To find a way to give financially to support the ministry.
Awesome.
It may or may not go to this podcast. Okay. Actually,
it's going to go somewhere.
It's going to go somewhere for the operations of the ministry. Yeah. But one of those operations may actually be this podcast. One of the reasons why we're looking at doing that is because we do want to continue to kind of upgrade what we do.
Sure.
That way, those of you who are listening or watching, it just enhances your experience. So some of that is going to be hardware, maybe a new camera or something like that. We have one camera. We eventually want to go to 3 cameras. That way we get one on you and that beautiful velvety face that you have. And then one on me.
And this gray is natural. Right.
And then also looking into some software, because right now it takes a lot of time to just sit and edit and those kind of things. And so looking at some new software to be able to do that more efficiently. And it'll also kind of provide some additional material that we can use for promotional, those kind of things. And so yeah, we would highly just encourage you guys to give to the ministry on Giving Tuesday, December 2nd.
So if you're going around Black Friday shopping as you're listening to this right now, go ahead, just get out your wallet, stick back a little cash in one of them little flaps, back in the wallet, like my grandma always used to have that little stash back there. Stash a little back for next Tuesday.
That's right.
And you can even write on. I'll give you permission to write on a few dollar bills. Well, a few $100 bills, I'd like to say, but write on there for Bancroft.
For Bancroft,
right? Exactly. So that way, when you get too excited down at Walmart, you don't spend that money that you wanted to send to Bancroft.
And if you really want to
get too forward,
I don't think so.
No,
and if you really want to get specific, to Bancroft for the Stop and Consider podcast.
Stop and Consider podcast/JT. Yes. /JT.
That's not forward at all.
Yeah. No, that's not forward. Anyway.
But cool. I do think this time of year actually fits in perfectly with the topic that we're going to discuss today.
Yes.
Because again, Black Friday historically is just a day of chaos. At least it feels like it. You're going everywhere. Yeah. Again, like traditionally you're up at 4:00 in the morning to be the first one in a Walmart. Whatever it is.
To save $5.
Yeah. On something that you
don't need anyhow.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Little ADD moment.
Sorry, we've all
we have a tradition on Black Friday.
Yes.
We do go shopping on Black Friday.
Okay.
And we alternate year to year for socks and underwear. That's our Black Friday splurge.
That's a lot of information. Okay.
Yeah, we don't buy electronics. We buy socks.
So you're out there circling the Walmart parking lot, like circling in the parking lot for an hour and a half trying to find a place to park to go in and get a pack of underwear.
Yep.
I would have
just
bought them the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Bulk pricing.
I would have just paid full price the Wednesday before. Can you get anything else while you're there, or is it just the socks and underwear? Can we get anything fun?
You can. We just don't because we're not willing to spend the money.
Oh, mercy! So, not even a candy.
Yeah, because we're like, oh, it's a big deal. And well, it's 1,000 down to 900. Well, I still don't even have $900.
Yeah,
so it doesn't really matter. No. So again,
awesome.
So when we think about Black Friday in particular today, at least the day that this is going to be dropping, but then even just getting into the season. I mean, for some people, Thanksgiving can be a hectic time. Black Friday, obviously, just in the day itself is hectic, but then just the holiday season
hectic from there on out.
Yeah, between now and the end of the year.
Then it's parties and gatherings, and everybody wants to see and gift and exchanges and friendsgiving, and
exactly
on and on and on. And then before you know it, it's Christmas Eve, and then it's Christmas.
Yep.
And then it's New Year's Eve, and then New Year's Day, and it's like
it's exhausting.
Yes, I'm exhausted already thinking about it. We're not even there yet.
So that's why again, I think the season that we are in, the topic we're discussing today, providentially fits perfectly.
Yes. And what is that topic?
We're going to be talking about resting.
Oh,
probably more so our inability.
How about we
rest.
do this? Usually our podcast is about an hour-ish, right? Is that what they've been?
Give or take.
Yeah. Why don't we just dim the lights, shut the computers down, and we'll rest for the hour of this podcast. And it'll just be
Let's
silent.
all just sit in silence.
Yeah, we'll just rest. I think that's a great idea.
We
would be the leaders here in resting.
That's true. But then everybody would turn us off.
Yeah, that's true. All right. And they're probably turning us off anyhow.
Exactly. So instead, we're just going to talk about resting and our inability to actually do so. And then what the Bible talks about when we think about resting.
Let's get in it.
All right, so let's talk about resting a little bit. Again, our inability to do so. I think when you look at just our world, our culture, those kind of things, one of the things that I've seen more and more and more of is the absolute explosion of energy drinks, coffee shops, all those different things that are opening. Yes. For what purpose? Actually, let me ask you this first. Have you ever had an energy drink?
I have never, ever had one, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm afraid I would drink one and die of a heart attack. I'm serious.
That your heart will explode?
Yeah, I really am. I see them, and I'm going to be even further, more honest with you. When I see people, not coffee, that's whatever, energy drinks specifically. When I see people drinking those, I judge those people.
Oh, why?
I do. I'm like, really? Like,
you drink that?
You drink that? Like really?
As you're walking around with your Dr. Pepper?
As I walk around with my small Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I do. I really do. I'm like, because you see like older folks buying these energy drinks. I'm like, get a handle on your life.
Well,
I know that's wrong. As I'm drinking 44 ounces of Dr. Pepper, they're probably like, well, yeah, look at you. Get a handle on your life. But I don't know why. I just do. And maybe I should try one day. Maybe I'll enjoy it. But there's like a million of these things now.
Oh, my word.
Used to ridiculous. Red Bull was like one of the first ones kind of out.
Yeah.
In that little slender can and whatever,
but now you've got Monster everywhere. And you've got
There's
Ghost
more,
and you've got everything else.
And then now it's like who can have the coolest looking graphics on their can and whatever.
Which some of them are pretty cool. Yeah. And then, man, there's some of me, like I saw some the other day. I forget what brand it was, but it was like Sour Patch Kids flavoring.
Sour Patch Kids enough is enough.
Yeah, exactly.
But do you need to add something else to it?
Let me pack it full of caffeine.
Let me give you energy Sour Patch Kids.
Here's the other thing that throws me off too. I think the demographic that's big on energy drinks is like high school, college. I'm just going, you guys already have enough energy as it is.
Right.
I think if anybody needs energy drinks, it should be us.
Yeah, starting at your age, you're a little younger than me, and then just on to
until
grandma.
Until death.
Yeah. Right. And here's the other thing too with these energy drinks is the cost.
Yeah.
You know, I can go down to Sonic and get this big bad boy for like $1.80, on the app.
Right.
Like you look at those things, those energy drinks, they're not cheap.
They're not cheap.
Yeah, and I'm like, no.
So I've only had a few. I haven't had
really.
That
Is this confession time?
No, I mean whatever. So I'm not a big fan of energy drinks. I don't drink them.
What flavor did you have?
So I've had like some original stuff, and I think they tasted like nasty.
Mm-hmm.
I did have one that I'm like, I would actually drink that on a regular basis, and I forget the brand of it. I think it's Ghost or something like that, but it's a Welch's grape.
So it's like communion.
Exactly. I'm telling you, if you start spiking communion cups with that.
If Pastor Paul is listening, and we're allowed to use his name, right?
Well,
Pastor Paul. Well, Pastor Paul, if you're listening, I think the next time we do communion, we should sneak in a little of that Welch's energy drink and watch how the Spirit moves that morning. Woo!
Dude, that's for real.
That would be great.
Like,
I'll bet
it's
you that was
straight up-
legit, right? Because
Oh, it
Welch's
was so
grape
good.
juice is like,
It tastes
yes.
like Welch's grape juice for real.
yeah,
Like,
but then
I could put that
I
down.
would enjoy it until my heart
Explodes.
quit. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, like listen to some of these statistics real fast. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is from the Statista Consumer Market Outlook. Okay.
Oh yeah, I know them.
Yep. Do you really? So the revenue of energy and sport drinks sold worldwide, okay, amounted to approximately $208 billion in 2024.
That's billion with a B.
With a B,
Yeah.
And it's estimated to increase to just over $248 billion by 2029.
That's like a quarter. It's $250 billion.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like $208 billion of revenue for sport and energy drinks.
I mean, that's a tremendous amount of money. But then when you look back at what they cost, they're $10 a piece. Yeah, that's crazy. Crazy.
But it really, because just like you were saying, like you see, it used to be Red Bull or like the 5-hour energy shots.
Oh yeah, that little guy. Yeah.
Like it used to be those kind of things.
Yes.
But now there's an entire aisle in the grocery store that is just energy drinks.
That's the truth, because it used to be that little Red Bull cooler, like at the checkout counter. The little skinny guy that looked like the can.
Exactly.
That same silver with the little logo and whatever. Yeah. Now it's everywhere.
Yeah. And coffee's the same way.
Oh,
I mean, you and I were just talking
mercy.
today that here in Kingsport, there's going to be a new coffee shop opening right across the street
from the other coffee shop that just opened.
Shop.
Down the street from the other coffee shop.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so this next one that's going to open is I forget the name of it now.
Dutch Brothers? Is that what
Dutch
you said?
Brothers.
Yeah.
That is literally going to be a catty corner across the street from Seven Brews,
Yep.
which is down the street from the brand new Starbucks they built,
Yeah.
which is down the street from the Scooters.
That's true. That's over in Colonial
And then you
Heights.
turn the corner, there's another Starbucks,
Yep.
another Seven
And then there's
Brews,
a Dunkin' Donuts.
and
that
then a
you always
Dunkin'
have.
Donut,
Yep.
and then all these other little independent, hootie tootie ones that are
And then
downtown.
obviously you've always got the McDonald's and Burger
McDonald's
King
and
who
Burger
always sell
King
their
and
coffee.
it's like
And the gas station coffee.
and every gas station, and then on top of all of that, we all own at least one Keurig machine in our home, or a coffee maker of sense. So now they got these ones that are
Yes.
like for your home. They're they're like a car payment.
Yeah.
But it makes your coffee. Yeah. Anyhow.
We used to have a Keurig. It stopped working. And so my wife now, she has this glass bowl kind of thing. And it's got a filter.
Yeah.
And, then
she pours it.
Pours it in there. Yeah. Is it crunchy?
That's extremely crispy. I know what you're talking about. I've seen videos of that. Yeah.
That's nice though.
Yeah.
That's nice though.
It's like real fresh, and healthy.
Yeah, you just put the grounds in there and then just pour the
I don't like
the
coffee,
steam
so it doesn't matter.
I don't like coffee really either.
It's like, to me, it's like muddy hot water. It tastes so good.
But again, so like coffee shops and just coffee in general, just that whole coffee market too. Think about this. Statistics show that over 2.25 billion cups of coffee are consumed in the world daily. Daily.
That's crazy.
2.25 billion cups.
Right. And we all know someone that drinks like a million cups a day.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. They don't drink anything but coffee every single day.
Right. Like some of us that drink Dr. Pepper all day long. Right.
Another statistic I thought was funny. 87% of Americans consider themselves somewhat or full-on coffee obsessed. Almost 90% of Americans.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Because
I definitely sit in the 10%.
I sit in the 0% because I don't really care about coffee. But Dr. Pepper, I did a little research.
That is your drink.
24% of Americans drink Dr. Pepper.
How many?
That's a 24%. A quarter of Americans drink Dr. Pepper.
Does that warm your heart?
It warms my heart. It really does. And the large customer group of that is Gen Z and the millennials.
That's interesting.
Which is interesting because you would think those folks were more on the coffee scene, but yeah, no. So 24% of Americans are drinking Dr. Pepper.
Look at you. You're so trendy.
I am.
You didn't even know it.
I am. And I'm really proud of it.
But I guess I think of coffee and that trend, and especially the energy drinks, probably even more so than anything else. Why do we drink that stuff?
Because we're tired.
Because we're tired.
And I need that to give me energy to try to make it till the end of the day.
Exactly. I will say there are people who drink coffee simply because they enjoy the taste of coffee.
Sure. And they don't need They don't need it for energy.
Exactly.
Like they could drink decaf.
Exactly. And it's fine. They enjoy the concept of coffee. Yeah. There might be some people who drink energy drinks because they like the taste. If that's the case, then they just need new taste buds because those things are not very good.
If that's the taste, you can just eat Sour Patch Kids.
That's also true.
Just
Just go buy a bag
or
of
just
candy.
drink some Welch's grape juice.
Ooh. Yeah. Spike it.
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty much the same thing. But instead of drinking energy drinks and all that other stuff, what if, because we're tired, like if that's the reason why we drink those things, and whether it's energy drinks or coffee or Dr. Pepper or Mountain Dew,
yes,
whatever caffeinated, because at least for me, there's times where I'm like, man, I just need like
a Mountain Dew.
I need a Mountain Dew. I need some energy.
Yes.
And so I think, okay, if I drink a Mountain Dew or a Coke or whatever it's going to give me a little bit of energy to kind of keep going.
Yes.
Because you get those sugar highs and all that different stuff. But how novel would it be would be if we didn't do that simply because, well, we just took some time to rest. Maybe the issue is not so much we need more energy, through energy drinks or whatever, but we're just not resting well.
Okay, so instead of my Dr. Pepper, then I'm just going to go take a nap. Is that right? Is that what we're getting at?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you can leave here right now and
take
a nap. Like you actually,
I'm like,
there are responsibilities.
You're going to finish this podcast up because I'm going to go take a nap because I want to stop my Dr. Pepper.
Sounds like I'm carrying this one on my back again today.
Yeah.
Got it. So I guess my question then would be, so why is it so hard to rest? Mm-hmm. Because the thing is this, I mean, when you start getting into like research of rest and sleep and that kind of stuff, did you realize that there are over 80 recognized sleep disorders?
I think I have 79 of them. According to my wife. No, that's crazy, is it not?
80. And those are ones that are recognized.
And is one of the 80 because you drink too many energy drinks in the day? When it is finally time to go to bed, you can't because you're too jacked on energy drinks, right? That's got to be one of them.
It might be.
That's crazy.
Now, granted, I mean, is it possible that some of those sleep disorders are true, like hormonal, chemical imbalance kind of things? Yes, it's very possible. Yeah. But odds are, those disorders, in my personal opinion, this is just my opinion.
No, you're not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
Okay. You don't play one on
television. Not even
a
theology. Okay. But my personal opinion is, I think the majority of those sleep disorders we have, not because of a chemical imbalance, but more so because of a spiritual issue. Mm-hmm.
Well, speak for yourself, but yeah.
Well, I mean,
it's true, right?
You know what I mean? Because I think when you get down to the root of some of those things, like the reason why I can't go to sleep, the reason why I keep waking up, the reason some of that I do believe just ultimately goes down to a spiritual issue, right? But so just in general, what are some reasons, or why is it so hard to rest? I think some of those is simply because because we feel like we always have to be doing something. Yeah. We always have to be moving, right? Because we use this as a tagline, for our podcast on a regular basis. Like, we live in a world that's always on the go, which means we feel as though we always have to be on the go as well. So like we feel like we always have to be doing something. Mm-hmm. I can't just sit and rest because I'm like, well, I need to go do this. I need to go do this. Mm-hmm. And then you start almost feeling guilty for sitting down and doing nothing if you see other people doing stuff. You know what I mean?
And even if you don't see other people doing things, if you're by yourself and you just, hey, I'm going to sit here for a little while and just relax.
Yeah.
Then your mind starts working, and then before you know it, you're anxious, and you got anxiety because of all the things that your mind is working over or that you should be doing. Yep. You don't have a half hour to sit here and do nothing.
Yeah.
There's this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, and again, I think a lot of that, always on the go, whether it's mentally,
yes,
through just like, we just can't flip the switch and turn our brain off. We always have to be thinking, we always have to be processing, we always have to be planning, or thinking about this and that and that. Or we always have to be up and moving and doing something. Yeah. So you got the physical, you've got the mental, constant motion that we have to be in. And I wonder if some of that also kind of falls into maybe a vein of control, maybe.
Sure.
Like, I need to know what's going on. I need to be connected. I need to know what's going on in this area, and this area, and this area. I need to make sure that this is getting accomplished in the way it's supposed to be getting accomplished, in the time that it's supposed to be accomplished.
So forget it. I'm not going to rest because I got to be doing all that. Really?
Yeah. Right? It's exactly right.
Yeah.
So like we feel as though like I have to stay connected all the time. And I mean, shoot, now you take phones, or your emails or
which
whatever
are a curse.
Yeah.
All of that is.
And so now we're constantly connected, right? We can never disconnect because, again, there's a degree in which it's like I have to stay connected. Somebody always has to know where I am and what I'm doing. And I always have to know what's going on and whether or not these things are being done.
Right.
You know, like I know, like when we take vacation, which, let's be honest, we don't take vacation very often.
I still call you.
Yeah. But it's one of those things like you work so hard to prepare for vacation, then you go on vacation and you're still checking your emails.
Yeah.
You know, you're still seeing text messages.
Right.
You're still,
I got a call because I just thought of something. Yeah, whatever.
But, and even if you don't call,
it's still on your mind.
It's still on your mind, you know, or you're looking for updates. Did that go out when it was supposed to? Okay, good. Did that post like I needed it to? Good. Okay. You know, and then you get back and you end up being still 2 or 3 weeks
then
behind.
it's like a mountain of things. Yeah, it's like.
Yeah. So like it's this constant thing.
It's a never-ending cycle in a sense. Yeah. And where are you going to go for your rest where you're literally going to rest? You know, like where you're going to be able to shut your mind.
Yeah. The North Pole,
heaven?
maybe?
No, maybe that's where it's at. I don't know. Yeah, you'd have to be out in the middle of, you have to go somewhere where you have no service.
The middle of the Amazon jungle.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going next.
Yeah. Well, you have to go where you have no phone service. I think that's the key.
Yeah. And you
that's
can't
one
be
of
there.
The keys.
And it's not just one day.
No, it's a week long of no connectivity.
Yeah. Because, and maybe you're the same way. Like when I go on vacation, it takes me a couple days to kind of wind down.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And then I've only got
Then I'm winding up.
Yeah. Then I got to wind back up to get back into it.
That's why vacation needs to be like 6 weeks, 2 weeks to wind down. Yeah. So you say that back when I used to own my own business, and I had great people work with me and work for me and whatever. And so we'd go on vacation during the week, Monday through Friday. I'd always tell my wife, I can never somewhat enjoy myself during the day because I'm always wondering, where are they at? Are they getting everything done? Have we killed somebody? Have we destroyed something? Have we shot a rock through a window? Whatever we've done, until like 4 o'clock when I knew, okay, they're done. Okay, now I can enjoy myself until tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Now we got to start this all over again, right?
Yeah.
It's like, is this really vacation? Yeah, I'm not working. I'm not physically working, but my mind is working.
And that's the thing. Again, so like you go on vacation and you can't even truly take vacation because the time to wind down.
Yeah. The time to wind back up.
Wind back up to get going. Yeah. The constant connectivity that you have. The fact that your mind's always going with some of those things. You know, it's so hard to actually truly rest, you know, the way that we need to, and the way that really our body requires.
The way we were designed.
Yeah, the way
the Lord designed our bodies and to rest. I hope as people are listening, like the 3 people that listen to this podcast, I hope they're not like, what's wrong with you two? Like, are we the only two? We're the only, yeah. And everybody else like, we drink our energy drinks. We go on vacation.
Like a baby.
We go on vacation. We never think twice about anything because we're just enjoying ourselves, and we sleep like babies every night. What's wrong with you two?
That's right.
Yeah.
But I do wonder too. So again, like I said, I think everything has got a deeper issue with it. So I wonder if one of the reasons that we can't rest and that we feel as though we got to stay connected, that our minds are always going on that different stuff, is because deep down there's a sense of I'm needed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people need me. This can't get done unless I've got my input in it, or that, you know, I'm watching over it, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there's at the root of it, there's almost a degree of pride or selfishness or a need for attention or value. Yeah. Can't let go-ish.
Can't let go-ish. Yeah.
That's a new one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, I'm needed, and I need to be needed. And so I'm always going to stay connected. But I wonder if that's an aspect of it as well.
It is, and I'm just sitting here thinking through that as you're saying it. That's pitiful.
Yeah.
You mean that you can't get rest, you can't take a little break because you feel like you're so needed.
Yeah. Like, this can't get done without me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so foolish. And I'm not saying that directly to you, but that's like, you sit there and think about that. That's just foolish.
Yeah.
But I think we're all guilty of it.
Yeah. And I think it's a lie that we believe. Like, we deceive ourselves in it, right? It's a lie that we believe that this can't get done without me. And so we think that we're, you know, inexpendable.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, no, you're really not as needed as you think you are.
Sorry. Right.
So, yeah. but I mean, in a good way though, like, this happened a couple weeks ago, right? Like, I don't even know what was going on. But we were having a group that was coming to camp. And so my plan was to be here.
Oh,
right?
I remember this.
And so then I come in and you and Jeff were like, just go home. We don't need you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
Oh.
And they're like, and you guys were like, no, seriously, we want you to leave.
Yeah.
And I think there was an ulterior motive in that. I think you just didn't want me around.
We were caring about your wrist.
Right.
We were, yeah. I remember that.
But it was nice. And I was like, well, okay.
See ya.
So I just went home and I'm like, this was actually really good.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have to worry about it because you guys were like, we've got this.
And I think we even said, don't even bother coming back the next day.
True, but I think I came back the next day.
I don't remember the next day, but I do remember that. And you were like, hey, I think they can handle feeding the 5,000 without me.
Yeah. And so it just went back to, I don't have to be here.
Right.
Like,
I'm so proud of you.
Like my presence isn't
needed
in order for this to get accomplished.
I love it. Yeah. Let me clarify who Jeff is. Jeff is our master chef. We also call him Chefry here at Bancroft Gospel Ministry.
Right.
Just so when we reference our Uncle Jeff, he's the greatest man on the planet.
Yep.
And love him so much. But yeah, that's who Jeffrey is.
And just a little side note, for any of you who are listening, we would love for you to comment on some of our videos or our podcast episodes, those kind of things, and request Jeffrey's presence.
Yes.
We're trying to get him on the podcast, and he refuses. And so,
in fact, let's just be honest, he was in our room here before we started recording. And then as soon as he saw it, like we're stacking our papers, getting ready, he's like, I'm out.
Yep.
And he runs. So yeah, we're going to get him in here.
So if you want to see Jeffrey on the podcast or hear him on the podcast, please comment.
Bring him in as a special guest.
Yeah, we'll bring him in as a special guest.
Maybe he can share a recipe or something.
Recipe of the day.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. Something. There we go. That's how we can get him on here. But again, I think it goes back to this whole thing. Like it's difficult. It's really, really hard to rest.
Yeah.
One, again, I think just because we live in a world that's always on the go, and so it makes it really, really difficult.
A Black Friday world.
I like that. We live in a Black Friday world.
Like constant chaos.
We should make a T-shirt. We live in a Black Friday world. Stop and consider.
Yes. Black Friday
Actually,
world.
I like that. We should probably write that down. That's going to be our merch for season 2.
Black Friday world. But it is, right? I mean, chaotic all the time, it seems.
And so the thing is, like, we look at it and we're like, okay, I know I struggle. I know that resting is hard. Like, it's difficult to do that. But the fact is, like, we need to rest. Like, rest is extremely important. And I know everybody knows that. Right? Yeah, everybody knows that, oh, yeah, of course I need to rest. But I want us to think through a couple things, right? Mm-hmm. Some statistics and things like that, just for us to consider how important rest actually is, right? So when you look at, like developmental stages, right? Mm-hmm. How much sleep is required for those stages of life? So for example, children ages 3 to 5. Okay, I don't have any more of those. Praise the Lord.
Mm-hmm. I don't either. Praise God.
But children ages 3 to 5, they need 10 to 13 hours per 24 hours, including naps. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of sleep.
Including naps.
Lord
have mercy. Yeah.
Yeah. 6 to 12 years old, 9 to 12 hours a day. They need rest. So every night when you put them to bed, don't let your kids go to sleep at 11 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm. And get them at 6.
And get them up at 6.
Yeah.
Put them to bed at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. That way, if you do have children anywhere between 3 and 12 years old, put your kids to bed at like 8:30 so you can actually spend time with your spouse.
Yes.
And be able to rest and chill.
Right.
Don't let your kids stay up way too late because then you're not going to be able to do anything. But anyways, they need 9 to 12 hours, 6 to 12 years old, right? Teenagers. Woo, day.
You're there.
That's our energy drink, people.
You're just right there with your kids.
I'm at the cusp.
Yes.
Yeah. So 13 to 18 years of age, they need 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night. Mm-hmm. I do think that there are going to be some parents with teenagers, 13 to 18, they're like, 8 to 10 hours? My kid feels like they sleep 15 hours every single night. Mm-hmm. They don't get up till 2 o'clock.
They probably do.
Yeah. Adults, this is where we are.
Here we are.
Okay, 18 to 64. You're still in that range.
Yes.
Okay, 7 to 9 hours sleep a night. How many hours of sleep do you get tonight, give or take?
See, that's a good question. How many hours are you in the bed? Like, how many hours are you laying in the bed versus how many hours
I'm actually knocked out,
are you
dead
sleeping?
Asleep.
According to my wife, I was snoring all night. So that supposedly means you were sleeping all night. Well, right. Why do I wake up feeling like I never went to sleep?
Right. So what time do you normally go to bed?
I don't want to say because it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing?
Yeah.
Is it
I
7
usually
o'clock
get in my bed. No, a little later. But I'm old.
Yeah.
So I mean on the usual, probably 8:30, 9 o'clock, I get in my bed.
Okay. 8:30, 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
That's not terrible.
Yeah. And my wife's probably, when she listens, she'll be like, no, it's not. It's 6:30. No, there might be something. No, but like, 8:30, 9.
That's not terrible.
Get in bed. So yeah. And that's what I always say. I'm getting in my bed. Like I'm not,
Gotcha.
that means I may not be going to sleep right now, but I'm going to get in my bed.
What time do you think you normally go to sleep? It varies.
Yeah, it varies. I mean, there's sometimes I can get in there at 8:30, 9 o'clock. I might be falling asleep pretty quickly.
Right.
But then there's times it's like 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm sitting there, looking around the room still. So yeah, I don't know,
So do you think that you average 7 to 9 hours, or are you generally going to be under?
I'm going to be under.
Generally going to be under that.
And anywhere less than 5 is now we're starting to get questionable. It's these summer camp days are questionable sometimes, right?
Those are rough weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. But I think 6 is like, don't get me any less than 6. And not because I'm crabby. Well, I am crabby, but it's like my brain needs to be able to work.
Right.
And anywhere less than that 6 hour,
you just can't function.
Yeah,
right?
it's tough to think.
Yeah.
Right?
So like my wife and I, we usually get in bed about 10, give or take.
After you watch like Johnny Carson.
Usually a Little House on the Prairie. That's what we do. But yeah, usually we'll get in bed around 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit before. So usually after our kids go to bed, because we put our kids to bed at night, and then we'll usually, there was a time like we would put our kids to bed and we would go downstairs and maybe like watch an episode of some kind of show or whatever.
MASH. Yeah.
Yeah. But now we just put the kids to bed and we just turn off all the lights and we go get in our bed. But usually when we get in bed, like we'll usually just sit up and read for a little bit.
All right.
And then my wife, she'll fall asleep usually sooner than I will when she's reading. And I always know when it's about to be out because she starts to slide down in the bed.
Melt.
Yeah, and now it's like a running joke. Whenever that happens, we kind of look at each other and we start laughing. I'm like, well, I'll see you tomorrow.
Nighty-night, termite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's going out.
That's funny.
So like last night, I stayed up till 10:30, but I sat in bed and read for 30, 40 minutes.
Okay.
But then, my wife's alarm goes off at 5:15. Mine goes off 5:15, 5:30, and then we...
I don't set an alarm. You know that, right?
You don't?
Never. Rarely ever. I don't want to say never. Rarely ever.
So I always set an alarm. The problem is that when I turn the alarm off, like on a weekend, that's still when I wake up at 5:30.
Oh, yeah. Well, your body's trained.
Because your body's trained for
it.
it.
But I just know somehow, the little mind I have, I know, hey, if I need to wake up at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, if I need to be up at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, I just do it. Don't ask how.
That's weird.
But I will.
So
like
you go to bed
most of
thinking,
the time,
I need to wake up at 5:30.
I wake up.
And then all of a sudden you wake up at 5:30 on the dot?
No, usually before.
Wow.
Before that time. But yeah, I'm
That's
serious.
impressive.
I don't ever. The only times I do is when I'm really, really tired, usually during summer camp.
Yeah.
I will set an alarm because I'm like,
There's
that
a
will be
good
the
chance.
day I wake up at 9 and the whole kitchen staff's like, where have you been?
That's right.
Yeah. Whoops. But yeah, most of the time I just know to wake up. This is what time I have to wake up.
Yeah. And usually during summer camp, I mean, you're probably looking at
especially come about Thursday on a summer camp week.
Summer camp weeks, if I can get 5 hours of sleep a night,
yeah,
I'm doing good.
You have longer days than I do during summer camp. I have an earlier morning than you, but you stretch out longer at night.
I do.
And we're not complaining. They're just a lot.
It's just the reality of
the reality of summer camp.
Summer camp. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Cool. All right. Anyhow, so
but then
old
older
people
adults,
need
65 plus. Okay.
Which is older needs less sleep.
Barely 7 to 8 hours.
Yeah, I'm saying though, you would have thought the older would have needed even more sleep because they're old.
True.
Get Jeffrey in here. What age? 69.
65 plus.
He's plus.
He is plus.
He's plus 65.
I don't know how many hours.
We love you, Jeffrey.
Tonight,
yeah, he's one that is like 4 or 5 hours. He's good to go.
Yeah,
like on summer camp weeks, he's like I think he snoozes in his recliner in the evening, but it's like he goes to bed at 11:30 midnight, and then he's back in the kitchen at 5 a.m. I'm like,
true. Yeah, I don't know.
I wouldn't even know what
either.
Sugar and flour was it,
but with all that, like there was a great thing that I saw from doctors Emily and Amelia Nagoski.
Yeah.
I want to keep saying Nagasaki, but that's not right.
I think that's right. Nagasaki.
But they say that we should try to spend roughly 42% of our time at rest. 42% of our day should be at rest. Okay, that includes sleeping like at night.
I'm doing a little math in my mind.
But they say that's 8 hours of sleep, okay, and 2 hours of non-sleep relaxation per day.
I don't buy that.
That's like pie in the sky, right?
I don't buy the 2 hour non-sleep relaxation. Like, how?
Oh, we'll talk about that in just a little bit for sure.
Yeah. So that 42% of your time, that's like your dog.
Oh, man. Yeah, our dog's, she sleeps all the time.
Yeah.
She's always laying around.
Ours is too.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then they're walking, and they're yawning. I'm like, what are you? You're yawning. You're exhausted from what?
Yeah, like
you're
what have you done all day?
From sleeping on the couch all day?
That's right. Yeah. I said the same thing.
You've really put in a tough one. Take a nap.
So I think just from like age demographic, like we know that for us to be able to function properly, right? There's a certain amount of sleep that we're supposed to be getting every single night. But what we also see is what happens when you don't get enough rest, right? Because there's adverse effects when we're not able to rest the way that we're supposed to, right? And so this is what we would call like sleep deficiency or sleep deprivation.
Yes.
Right.
Amen.
So on a general way, like it can lead to some chronic health issues, obesity, heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, those types of things. So from a health standpoint, like you have a 36% increased risk for colorectal cancer. That was really hard to say. But still, simply by not resting properly, your risk of
36%,
pushing 40%.
That's
pretty high. Significant.
Yep.
Impacted immunity, which I would 100% agree with. The more tired you are, the less your immune system is working the way it's supposed to. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so, like, that's obvious. I know, at least. So for me, like growing up, like my parents got divorced when I was 9. So like my mom, like she pretty much raised us. Especially
bless her heart.
I know, God bless her. But like through our teenage years, so like we were involved in sports and school stuff. I mean, we were constantly.
She probably never slept.
Hardly ever. And then she was working a full-time job, and having to deal with us.
Dealing with you.
Specifically me, that's for sure. But like we were constantly going, and it was inevitable, usually in the summer, or even like Christmas break, because we would just stop, And every time that we would just stop, it was inevitable I would get sick, because your body's just constantly used to that movement and that going all the time, that to where all of a sudden you stop, your immune system's like, bah,
now here, let me get sick.
You get sick. Yeah. So like I definitely can agree with
that's crazy.
A lack of sleep and a lack of proper rest is going to impact your immune system. You're going to get sick easier and quicker, right? Here's a crazy one. You're 3 times more prone to develop type 2 diabetes if you don't get enough rest. That's wild. 48% increased risk of developing heart disease. Right? Here's one that's not overly surprising. Higher blood pressure. Well, yeah, I would say so.
Sounds like my doctor's report. Okay.
Maybe you should get more rest.
Yes.
So from a safety standpoint, there are 6,000 fatal crashes each year attributed to drowsy driving, which I can understand. Have you ever been driving, maybe like a long distance, and all of a sudden you're just like, I don't really know how I got here.
Yeah, I don't remember the last 3 miles.
That's exactly right.
Yes,
dude. There have been times where we've been taking trips or whatever, and all of a sudden we'll arrive, and I'm like, how did we get here? Like I do not remember 90% of this trip. But now the vehicles have those.
Now I'm at exit 60. I don't remember the other 10 exits.
I was in Tennessee. Now I'm in Colorado. What exactly happened here?
Right.
But now the vehicles have those sensors.
Oh yeah.
So our van, when we're driving,
has like, was it lane assist or something like they call it?
First of all, I hate lane assist. Yeah. I don't want the vehicle driving for me.
Well,
but
here we are.
Every once in a while, like we'll be driving, and so sometimes. This is gonna be bad. So driver people, don't listen to me. I don't always use my signal when I'm switching lanes.
I never use mine.
I don't either.
Who cares? Just watch what I'm doing.
If I've passed you far enough, it doesn't really matter.
Whatever. And your van probably has the little beep that tells you you're past them.
It beeps at you. All
same with ours. So I'm like, why do I need to use my signal? I know I'm past you.
So what's funny is as we're driving, all of a sudden, like my van will be like, and I'll look down on the dash and it says, "Consider a break," and it's got a coffee cup.
How does it know that?
Because apparently, like the swerving or whatever, the moving in the lane, they're
that's the way I drive.
It's like, oh, you must be drowsy. Consider taking a break and get a coffee. Look at that. The automobile industry is in bed
with
the
Starbucks.
coffee industry.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Goes all the way back to the whole coffee industry, 20 billion
That's
cups
crazy.
of coffee a day. Here's a great 1 in 25 adults have fallen asleep at the wheel in the past month. I'm probably one of those. 1 in 25.
So. I think I've been all right for the past month.
The concern is that one. Like, is that one close to me while I'm driving?
Yeah. Like, which direction were they going? With me or the opposite direction? Yeah.
Exactly right. All right, so let's talk about weight. Just weight gain, because one of the adverse effects of lack of rest is just obesity, right?
Yes.
And so there are higher levels of the hunger hormone ghrelin. Yeah, that helps.
Really?
So basically, all that basically means is that hunger hormone is what you have in your body that tells you that you're hungry.
I have a lot of that one.
You have a lot of ghrelin.
Yeah.
It's more like a gremlin, but it's
right.
But yeah, so that's the hormone that actually tells you, hey, I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you have a lack of proper rest, you have an increase in that hormone. So it makes you feel as though you're hungrier, which is crazy to think about, right? How our
you've
bodies
just diagnosed every problem I have with that.
So basically, just go to bed.
Just go to bed.
You also will have a lower levels of the appetite control hormone leptin. That means you can't control your appetite. So you've got an increase in ghrelin, which tells you that you're hungry. You have a decrease in leptin that helps you control your appetite. Now you've got those two working together. You're eating a lot of ice cream.
Amen. Or like, I was only going to eat half of the pizza for lunch because I want to save the other half. But then all my hormones went haywire and I ate more than half of the pizza. So now I have less than half a pizza tomorrow for lunch.
If it makes you feel any better, I did too.
Hey, I had a little note too about weight. I think I could speak into that.
You're an expert in this field.
Yeah, I'm an expert. No, I know probably more during summer camp than any time else. When I'm really tired, I feel like if I could just eat more, it'll give me the energy to make it through the day.
Yeah.
And especially if sugar, because you're like, sugar's going to give you energy. So, hey, if I just eat a candy bar or a little ice cream or,
get that little sugar burst.
Yeah, right. Or like when the ladies are downstairs making the ice cream cups, out of our soft serve machine, I'm like, maybe I'll just have a small bowl of, soft serve. I know it's 9:30 in the morning, but, because I need the energy because I'm tired.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, you just need that. You need that sugar burst to kind of
sugar burst
get you going.
I'm going to make it.
Yep.
Yeah.
The problem is that when we do those types of things, then you have the sugar crash.
Yes, which is so worse than the needing the sugar burst.
Yeah, like I was already tired. That crash is 10 times worse than it was.
Right, it is.
No, that's a great point though.
Or even like the sugary drink, like your sweet tea with 5 cups of sugar in each glass you have, or the Dr. Pepper.
But it is decaf tea.
Oh, brother. Or the Dr. Pepper or energy drink or anything like that. And if I just, I'm so tired. I need the energy to make it. Let me just have a Dr. Pepper. Let me have an energy drink.
Yep. So you get that quick high.
Yeah.
That quick burst, and then all of a sudden that crash comes later, and you're worse off than you were.
And now your pants don't fit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you've gained weight, and you're just as tired as you were.
And I'm still tired. Right. And then how about the brain effects of lack of sleep? Again, I said if I get less than 5 hours, like my brain does not want to work, for one. Just flat out, it's hard to concentrate. It's hard to think. You're foggy in a sense. Not you are, but your brain is.
Oh yeah.
You just feel like you're in a fog. 33% increase in dementia risk.
Wow.
From not enough sleep. Your brain can age 3 to 5 years from not getting enough sleep.
Wow.
So is that like
mine's significantly older?
So 3 to 5 years, and then another 3 to 5 years, and then where's the so like if I don't get good rest for the next 20 years, I've aged my brain like 100 years. Where's the math on that? But yeah, so you're aging your brain.
All you know is that you're getting older quicker.
All I know is it's all bad. Yeah. And then there's all these other greater risks: depression, irritability, anxiety, forgetfulness. There it is. Fuzzy thinking.
Yep.
This sounds like a commercial for these prescription medicines.
That's right. What are all the side effects?
Like all the side effects, it's like I'll just deal with the headache.
Keep me with the fuzzy thinking.
Diarrhea, vomiting, cancer, death, suicide, depression, irritability, anxiety, forgetfulness.
More death.
And this was to treat a small rash on my elbow.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Sorry, we got off on the tangent. But yeah, there's the brain effects of not getting enough sleep. Yeah. There's so many things.
And here's the thing. I think anybody who could sit back and be like, when I wake up one morning or whatever it is, and I know that I didn't sleep well that night, we're more irritable. right? I think that's a given.
More irritable than we already are.
That's right. Okay. You probably have a higher sense of anxiety, especially if you wake up late and you're exhausted or whatever it is. Now your stress level's higher because you're like, well, now I'm running behind. I just can't get going. I know a couple of weeks ago, I got up and I was like, man, I just feel dead to the world. Came to work, and the entire day, like I got home and I looked at my wife and I was like, I just cannot get motivated today at all. Like I just was never able to get the energy that I needed.
Couldn't get out of first gear.
I couldn't. Right? Yeah. I felt like I was stuck in neutral the whole time. But I think everybody can relate to that. Those days were just like, man, my brain is just not as clear as it needs to be, and that's simply because, a lack of rest. When we talk about rest, it's not just the amount of sleep that you get at night, although that is vital.
Yes.
But learning what does rest actually look like throughout your day as well, because there has to be a way to pace ourselves. Like there's a rhythm of life that we need to probably be following that doesn't just incorporate our nighttime sleep.
Right. Bedtime.
But exactly, bedtime. But how do we go about the day? How do we handle stress? How do we handle conflict? How do we handle those kind of things every single day so that we can get into a rhythm of life to where when we do get a chance to go on vacation, it doesn't take us a week to wind down so that we can actually vacate. You know what I mean? But it makes that transition a little bit easier because you're already kind of in this rhythm of life, And so now that week-long vacation that maybe you get to take is actually a week-long vacation because you've kind of gotten yourself into a rhythm. You know what I mean? So anyway, so when we think of all this different stuff, whether it's the health issues or the amount of sleep that you're supposed to get based upon your age, like those kind of things, like we need rest. The body needs its rest. And what's amazing but not surprising is that God knew that we needed rest. And so God in his omniscience and the fact that he knows everything and his sovereignty and all those different things, like he established a rhythm of life that we're supposed to be following to enable us to be able to rest as we're supposed to, right? And in fact, he started that all the way back at creation, right? Genesis chapter 1, very first book of the Bible, very first chapter of the Bible, we see how he has kind of already established a rhythm of life that we're supposed to be following, right? So you think about the days of creation, like God goes and he creates the world in 6 literal days. And then what does it say? It says, well, on the seventh day, what did he do?
He rested.
He rested. Now, let's clarify. Did God need to rest?
No.
No, of course not. Okay, he doesn't tire.
It was
he didn't need to rest, but essentially what he's doing is just he's giving us a model for the way that we're supposed to live our lives, right? And we see that throughout the Old Testament as well as he's establishing the Sabbath. 6 days you shall labor, and on the 7th day you're to rest. Like he did. What's amazing about the Sabbath too is it wasn't even just for the person, but he even required that for the land. Like, okay, work and till and farm your land, for 6 years, but then give it a year off,
Right. And in farming still to this day, that's that way, it's like, okay, you can grow this crop so many years on this piece of property. And then you have to transition to a different crop.
Yeah.
Or what I'm saying? It's just all the way back to the beginning of time.
Yeah.
And it's still today. Our crops and our farming and all that is still that way, and we are to still be that way. I just have a question for you on those. On the 6 days he worked, right, or 6 days. The 7th day he rested. So on those summer camp, in that summer camp time when we're like 14 days straight, I'm just questioning about if you're following God's model.
We just try to compensate.
You are the boss.
We just try to compensate on the off.
I'm teasing. We've got to do what we got to do to minister to people. But,
that's exactly right.
Great example, and I had a little note that I jotted down too, is so the Lord has set that model for us. It wasn't for him.
Right.
He set that model for us. Why don't we follow that model? Or why don't we follow that model as much as we should? I'm not, because I would hate to say that we never follow that model because somebody's going to call in and say, well, what do you mean? Yeah. Why don't we?
Well, and I think it goes back to all the the things we talked about before as to why we can't rest. Like we don't. Well, first of all, I'd say we don't follow his model probably because we don't believe that his model works. Like we don't believe in his model, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say one of the reasons we don't follow his model is because of all the other reasons we talked about previously.
Living in a Black Friday world.
We live in a Black Friday world.
Yeah.
Like I'm needed. This has to get done. I have deadlines that I have to meet.
Yeah.
Like we have our regular full-time jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then at least, I'm just speaking for us. Like we have our regular full-time job, but then you still have to go home and maintain your home,
Right?
And make sure things are taken care of. You still got to be a husband. You still got to be a
the
father.
happy hat. You go home and put on your happy hat, because then you're taking out the trash. You're being a husband and sitting and listening and doing. And your wife's asked you to hang a picture or whatever it is.
Yep.
Your son wants to go out and crack a board in half and karate chop this and whatever. And then your daughter wants you to sit and listen to her. Her paper that she wrote. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, and then mom calls, and then the neighbor comes over, and then I invite you to Thanksgiving dinner, and whatever. And it just never ends.
It never ends.
It's like, I'm exhausted.
So that's the thing. So again, like you're working your regular full-time job for 5 days of the week. And so then,
to work your full-time job.
Yeah. Now you've got the 2 other days that technically you're supposed to rest and be off, but you're like, well, but I have all these other responsibilities I got to do.
Yeah. So Saturday is your family things and your chores and all that. And then Sunday you're going to, not knocking going to church, but then you're going to church, and then you're probably doing your grocery shopping for the following week on Sunday after church.
Yep.
And I rest when? At 5 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Now I'm winding up for Monday morning again.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And so, like for us, working here, at Bancroft, like we work regular 5-day weeks.
Yes.
But then outside of camp, usually our weekends are full.
Mm-hmm.
So like our calendar, we've got people on property 80% of the time during the year. Like,
I'm going to check that. I think it's 90.
No? It feels like 90 sometimes.
Yeah.
But seriously, like you go and you look at our calendar, 80% of the year we've got people on property.
Yes.
And outside of the summer times, it's usually on the weekends. So we're working regular 5-day weeks because, well, there's still a whole lot of other stuff that needs to get done.
Mm-hmm.
And now we've got a group in on a Friday, Saturday,
Right.
And so like there's a lot of give and take that has to go there,
But you're gracious with us, giving us during the weekdays off sometimes to make up for our weekends.
And usually if we have a weekend,
it's a great model
usually
you have.
guys will take a Monday.
Yeah, or Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. But yeah, thinking through that too, somebody asked me recently, he's like, why do you have to work so many weekends? Why do you have to work so many weekends? Well, because most of the time our guests and the groups that we serve, they're working their full-time job during the week. So their come
event
up with
is
their
on a
event,
weekend.
their retreat, their whatever is on the weekend. So in turn, that makes us have to work the weekend.
Exactly.
But that's what we're here for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Good stuff.
So again, like you go back to scriptures and God, because he knew that we needed rest, he established this model, from the, order of creation.
Mm-hmm.
He establishes the Sabbath. And I'm not going to get into the theology of the Sabbath and
It'd be a lot.
is that supposed to be a specific day?
Yeah.
Is it, not? What are you supposed to do on the Sabbath? What is work and what is not work? I mean, you see that issue even with the Pharisees in the New Testament with Jesus and his disciples, as they're walking and, the disciples are picking corn, and they're like, wait, you're working. You're not allowed to, pluck that cob, so you can eat, So like, I'm not going to get into those types of things. What I want us to focus on, though, with the concept of the Sabbath is just the importance of taking rest. That was the purpose of it, ultimately, right? Mark chapter 2, verse 27, Jesus says, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. What is he saying? He's like, I've created this day, for you so that you can rest, so that you can focus on him and worship him, right? So you can kind of reflect on who he is, what he's done for you, those types of things, so that you can rest and relax, and take a break, maybe sleep in a little bit. He's like, I created the Sabbath. I established this model for you.
Not you for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I love that because, again, it just goes back to, God knew that we needed rest, and he graciously established a day of rest each week for us. The problem is that we just normally don't take advantage of it.
In the notes here, it says, that we hardly take advantage of that. And that he established a day of rest each week for us.
Yeah.
And I know that you just said that, but I'm just reading through that again because it came to my mind. Instead of splitting the hair of what day, like for us working here at times, let's not worry that, it's Sunday. That's our day of rest. Well, it might be Tuesday.
Yeah.
But that we're taking that day is more. I think it's more important. And at times that you've just taken the day of rest. No, don't worry about the day of the week on your calendar.
Right. Because here's the thing, like,
because I think we can get into an argument of,
it's Saturday,
it's Sunday. Well, well.
So as a former pastor, as a former
you
pastor,
work on Sunday.
Sunday was not a day of rest for me.
Right.
And I would argue any pastor out there, Sunday is not a day of rest for them.
If it is, they're not doing their job. I mean, be honest, right?
But for real.
Yeah, like I was thinking, I don't want to mention his name because I said it earlier, but I was thinking of our pastor just a couple of weeks ago and thinking through this. I thought to myself, wait, Sunday's not a day of rest because I'm sure he's up early, probably going over his notes. He's probably into church early. Does 3 services. By the time that's over at 12:15, he's probably ready to just go home and die because he's exhausted. But then there's lunch, and then he has a little girl that's his little one's like 2 or 3 years old. I mean, how much rest do you get on Sunday?
Yeah, so then there's no way that your Sabbath which is Sunday or Saturday or whatever. Yeah. That's not a day of rest.
Imagine
for you.
if you had the Saturday night service.
Well, I mean, when we were down in South Florida, that's what we had. We had a Saturday service, which was the Spanish service, and then we had our regular Sunday service. The weekends were. It was not.
And then think of the pastors in the church that had the Sunday night service. Yeah. So now they're Sunday morning, Sunday night. Sunday's not a day of rest.
It's not a day of rest for them.
Right.
So we can get into the whole thing. I'm not going to do that. But again, I think the importance though is recognizing you need to rest, right. And God has established it and actually commanded us to rest. So think about this then: if we're not resting as we ought, we're sinning. Oof, that was pretty brutal right there at the end, even for me. Yikes. How about with that, let's just wrap up this No Rest for the Weary episode right now. We'll just make that a part 1. So let me encourage you guys to join us in 2 weeks when part 2 of this same episode will drop, where JT and I finish wrapping up our discussion about resting and trying to establish a rhythm of rest for each and every one of us. So let me encourage you guys to join us again in 2 weeks, and we'll see you then.